Hey everyone, today I want to talk about the day in a life of a single female entrepreneur. So, I am single and I've been an entrepreneur for about 10 years, and I just want to give you some tips of what I've learned and what I've found to be the case as I've gone on this road. So, I in 2015 went through a divorce, and that's when I became single and I started going down this path of trying to find, okay, I don't have the income from my spouse to rely on anymore. So I had to dig deep and really hone into, okay, what are my gifts and talents and skills as a single woman that I could put to use to work for me, to make an income for myself, to provide for myself, to bring in that money to sustain my life. So I got introduced to some people who were on the entrepreneur path. It's not something I had planned to do or and anything I had planned to look into until I had been introduced to some people. And then things just kept coming into my life from then on. And um, I've done a lot of coaching and mentoring with other entrepreneurs who became life coaches. That sort of kind of became the really big thing in the last decade. Um, and I had to do a lot of learning about myself and who I am and what I have to offer and services that I could provide. I had to learn to be confident in myself with the services that I had to offer. I had to learn to believe in myself and trust myself and respect myself enough to know that, hey, I have the service that I offer. I'm good at it. I can provide it to you, and I know it will be of benefit because it's helped me and because I've seen it help other people. And so I had to figure that all out and decide which direction I was going to go. My dilemma was there's so many things that I enjoyed doing that I could have gotten into. Like, for instance, music is my passion. I'm a musician, I'm a songwriter. That's what I love to do. But you can't really make a lot of money when you just sit at the piano all day writing songs unless you're really into the big time, a lot of famous musicians that you can work with, but most people that doesn't happen. And so I would call myself an artist because I just love to create. So I'm also an author. I've written 9 novels. I've written 3 other books about things that I've experienced in my life. And I'm also a poet, but you can't really make money being a poet because you can tell so many friends and family members, hey, I'll write a poem for your wedding or your birthday party, or, I make 20 to 50 bucks. That's not going to pay my rent. So even though those are things I love to do and I'm skilled at it and they bring me a lot of joy in my life, it wasn't going to make money for me. So I had to really go down this road of, okay, what can I offer that is a service to people where it'll sustain my life? I before I got married and had children, see, I always thought I was just going to be a stay-at-home mom and a mother. That's what I really wanted to do with my life. But before I got married, I put myself through school and I earned 2 bachelor's degrees in social work and family studies because I had thought before I got married, well, maybe I'd enjoy being a marriage counselor or maybe being a counselor for women to help them believe in themselves and gain confidence and self-esteem or whatever they're lacking in. But then I became a mom, and then um, after my children were all grown, I thought, okay, well, I'd probably have to go back to school and get another degree or get recertified or something in order to be a therapist. And I didn't really feel like that was the route I wanted to go. And so because of my health challenges, I started going down a more holistic path. And medical field really didn't have a lot to offer me, even though there is good in the medical field and it's there for a reason. But I have found my relief through things like foot zone therapy and cranial sacral therapy. So, because I found benefit from those, I then trained in those because I wanted to help other people. I've been told I'm gifted at it. I love to do it. I love to give people sessions, cranial therapy, or I also trained in guided imagery, which a lot of people aren't familiar with what that is. They don't know what that is. Like, what is guided imagery? It's basically a form of hypnotherapy, but I guide people through their own personalized meditations. And I really enjoy it. Like, I feel like I have the knack for it, like it's my niche. So these are ways that I knew I could bring in income for myself and then just do my music and poetry on the side as like a hobby. But then I found that I was having a hard time finding clients for the guided imagery because people didn't understand, for one thing, what guided imagery was. And a lot of people weren't familiar with cranial sacral therapy. A lot of people have learned over time what foot zoning is. But then I had the challenge of, okay, where am I going to get my clients from? And are they going to want to pay all this money out of pocket because I don't work with insurance? So I just really had to go down that path. And it's like, okay, I can't really, like, I can't integrate all of that together. Like, poetry doesn't go with foot zoning. You can't really use that to advertise, hey, I'll write you a poem while I do a foot zoning session for you. So it's like, if you have your hand in too many things, that's also not going to benefit you because you're focusing your attention on too many things and it's distracting and it's pulling you in too many directions. So some of my mentors started telling me you need to really focus on the one thing, maybe one or two things that are going to bring the money in for you. So then I came up with mentoring sessions where I would use my music and guided imagery to mentor people that maybe musicians that wanted to perform on stage, and using the guided imagery, it would help give them the confidence and they can imagine in their mind the outcome and how the audience is responding, and they feel confident as they're performing as they see that in their mind, and then in reality they could bring it into fruition more easily because they saw how it looked to have the audience respond well. They felt what it felt like to have the audience respond well. So when you can imagine something in the metaphysical, it's easier to bring into fruition in the real world, if that makes sense. So there's lots of things I've learned as an entrepreneur, the do's and don'ts, like don't spread yourself too thin. Don't focus on too many things because then you're not really honing in on the one thing that's really going to be effective and get you the clients that you need. So a day in my life as a female entrepreneur looks like, okay, today, what am I going to focus on? So today I had somebody interview me on their podcast, and I've decided after trial and error and years of, okay, am I going to make money writing songs for people, or am I going to make money foot zoning, or I've kind of honed in on, okay, I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy seeing what works for people in their lives. And so I've decided to start my own podcast. And it was kind of interesting that I was on this gal's podcast today. And it's like, well, that's what I decided I'm going to focus on is being a podcaster. So figure out for you, write down, make a list of all the skills you have, all the training you have, all of your gifts and talents, and ways that you can affect people for for the better and help improve their lives. What's helped you, so that you feel confident in what you know can help other people. You got to practice at it sometimes until you're able to, through trial and error, decide, okay, well, this works for me. If I do it this way, this doesn't bring me clients. I'm not sharing my gifts and talents in the most effective way that will be beneficial to somebody else as a service, and therefore bring me an income in return. So it's got to be something that can benefit you and your client. It's got to be something that you're skilled at or trained at. It's got to be something you enjoy. And don't try to spread yourself thin. Focus on the main things that are going to bring you the most money. And then do the things that you enjoy on the side, and they'll come to you naturally. So those are some things that I've had to figure out, and hopefully giving you some of these tips on how I have learned how to focus and hone in on what the thing is that I can share that will benefit my client, can be a service, but bring me joy in return, and knowing that I've helped somebody else. So the day in the life of a female entrepreneur who is single, who is trying to figure it all out and how to make money at it all at the same time. There you go. There's my 2 cents. We'll see you on my next podcast.